Hello and welcome to a Pokerogue Endless Guide. I am making this video to assist those that want to learn how to progress in Endless mode and farm Legendaries, Shinies, and Egg Vouchers. This video will be categorized accordingly to show you the necessary steps on what is required along the way, so be sure to use the timestamps listed in the description as a reference. Before we begin, I'd like to express my gratitude to all the support that I've been receiving lately with the Pokerogue content. We recently achieved 30k views and the subscriber count has been climbing. Although this channel isn't mainly focused on Pokerogue, I still like to thank you all for the support that I've been receiving lately. Now, without further ado, let's begin the video. Alright, starting off, you must have completed Classic in order to even unlock Endless mode. The only difference here is that you can build a team adding up to 15 points instead of 10. The team isn't too important, but I would highly recommend you choosing a single Pokemon that can easily carry you through the beginning of the game. Preferably one that is capable of handling the first 1000 floors by themselves. Personally, I like to go with Latios. It has a high special attack and speed with the option to Mega Evolve and become even more of a powerhouse. I hatched this Latios from an epic egg which gave me the move Dragon's Energy. It's an insanely powerful move with a base power of 150 at 100 accuracy. Not only that, but it hits multiple targets and no friendly fire. Now, Latios is only an example, and I understand that not everyone will have one, especially with the egg move. I highly suggest you to go through your team and experiment and see which is best for you to lead with. For the rest of the team, you can opt in for some Shinies if you have them on hand. If not, that's not an issue. You'll be getting plenty of Shinies during your run. If there is one Pokemon you should add in, I definitely recommend a Pokemon with the ability Pickup. Okay, this will be the team that I'm bringing in. I'll elaborate more on that as we proceed. As you begin, the gameplay is as standard. You progress as you normally would, similar to Classic. The only difference here this time is that there will be no trainer or rival battles. That also includes gym battles at the Elite Four. With that in mind, you would normally receive Pokédollars at the end of those battles. But in this case, without those battles, your only way of receiving money is now limited. Boss battles will stay the same on every 10th floor. However, floors in increments of 50 will be a random paradox battle that you must defeat. Every completion of 50 waves will produce a token that will benefit the opposing Pokemon. These tokens will continue to stack up and add up, making the gameplay much more difficult. You're also going to receive an egg voucher for every 50th, 100th, 150th, and 200th floor that you complete. Every 250th floor will result in an Eternatus fight, while every 1000th floor will be against his Eternamax form. Every completion will award you with an egg voucher premium. Now, with all that in mind, how should we proceed in the beginning? Well, to start, Endless mode is completely one-dimensional where you only need to focus on a singular Pokemon. When done correctly, that single Pokemon is able to solo every floor upwards to 3000 or even higher. So, how do we go about doing this? The power lies heavily in the reward shop at the end of battle. Using this to your advantage, you will be able to produce one powerhouse of a Pokemon. Let's take this time to go into more detail. You're already aware of how the reward shop works, but how do you know which items to choose? To make things simple, I made this priority chart to effectively dictate which items to choose whenever available. These items take into account the progression of your Endless run to not only buff your team, but also optimally assist you on attaining Shinies, Legendaries, Egg Vouchers, and many more along the way. I'll briefly go through each one to give you an idea of how they work and benefit your run. Feel free to skip this portion if you're already familiar with most of the items. We'll start with the high priority items. These are rewards that you should always choose whenever they're available. The first and most important is a Shiny Charm. This is a passive item that you can refer to as a relic to increase your chances of encountering a Shiny during your run. In Pokerogue, you have a 1 in 2048 chance of encountering a Shiny. With a Shiny Charm, this multiplies those odds by 8, increasing it to 1 in 256. You can have a max of 4 Shiny Charms, which brings your odds to 1 in 32. At that point, you'll run into so many Shinies before you know it. Shinies are crucial to having a team as they increase your luck for better rewards in the shop. There is more to how Shinies work in this game that takes too long to explain in this video, so I highly suggest reading up on it on the wiki for more information. I'll place a link to that in the description of this video. Moving on, we have the Lock Capsule. Similar to the Shiny Charm, whenever you see this item in the shop, make sure to get it. You only need to obtain this once, and the benefit of this item will allow you to lock tiers in the reward shop. This allows you to reroll those tier rewards with the potential to have them upgraded to the next tier. This is necessary when you're targeting specific items in a shop. The berry pouch is a passive item that will conserve the held berries on your Pokemon at a 1 in 3 rate. When you have 3 berry pouches, you will never use up a berry again. This will provide you infinite healing from citrus and enigma berries, stat boost from berries when you get to low health. You wouldn't even need buffing moves like Swords Dance anymore because you'll get all the buffs from your berries. Any status conditions or loss of PP will also be restored indefinitely. Just make sure to top up on your berries and transfer them from your pickup Pokemon whenever needed until you're maxed out. Later in the game, when you have no other rewards that you need, you will run into a heavy supply of Egg Voucher Plus. Each voucher will give you 5 pulls in the gacha shop, and this is going to be your main way of obtaining Egg Vouchers. The Healing Charm increases the effectiveness of HP restoring moves and items at a max of 50%. When combined with leftovers and berries, this can easily bring you from 1 HP to full HP every turn. These will make Megastones and Max Mushrooms become available in the shop. The Amulet Coin will increase money rewards from all sources by 20%. Once at 100%, you'll be able to farm as much money as you desire. These items will only appear when they are applicable to a party member. Use them to unlock the true potential of their evolution. Next, we have the medium priority. Soul Dews increase the influence of a Pokemon's nature on its stats by 10%. Once you have the correct nature on your Pokemon, throw 10 of these on and you'll see some insane numbers for your stats. Vitamins are essential to boost the stats of your Pokemon. The higher the IVs, the higher the stack limit. This alongside Soul Dews will turn your Pokemon into a god. Multi-lenses are subjective to have. They allow a move to hit an additional time at the cost of a power reduction per stack. Each hit will take into account the chance for a status infliction or a chance to flinch. The King's Rock at a max stack of 3 increases the chance to flinch by an additional 30%. The Focus Band at a max stack of 5 provides a 50% chance to survive on 1 HP each hit. The Shell Bell at a max stack of 4 will heal 50% of the damage dealt by the user. With 4 leftovers, you will heal 25% of your maximum HP every turn. Combine that with Healing Charms and Berries, and you'll be able to retain your max HP every turn. Golden Punch is a great way to passively gain money by dealing damage. At 5 stacks, you'll receive 250% of the damage you dealt as money. If Magician and Pickup isn't broken enough, having 5 Grip Claws provides a 50% chance to steal a held item from an opposing Pokemon upon attacking. Each candy jar stack increases the rate of additional levels a rare candy provides. You're going to end up 10 times the level of the opposing Pokemon at this rate. This is more of an insurance. If anything goes wrong during a run, the Pokemon holding this will come back to life if it faints. It's really useful when you need it, so make sure to always have one just in case. Lastly, these are all optional. Choose these whenever you want or if there is nothing else that you need in the shop. Use these alongside the candy jar to overlevel your Pokemon. I personally think that this is unnecessary because most of the time you're going to outspeed anyways. Use this to combine 2 Pokemon. In Endless, you'll typically do this to get moves that you normally can't have on a Pokemon, or to give them an ability that would benefit them more. You also want to do this with Shinies to combine in luck and create more space in your party for more Shinies as you find them. You're going to end up with a max stack of Master Balls around floor 2000. Use them as you please. Sometimes in tough battles where you can't run or defeat the Pokemon, you're gonna end up having to catch them. At that point, Master Balls are more like escape ropes. If at any point you need money, then take this. Just make sure to have all your amulet coins first to increase the amount. These are totally unnecessary, but they will increase the damage of that specific type move. You can actually create some funny builds with these, but don't bother prioritizing these in the shop because it will be easier to steal them from the opposing Pokemon with your pickup. If your Pokemon isn't the right nature, use the right mint to correct that. This will benefit your Soul Dews tremendously. This is the entire priority list that I consider to go for in the reward shop. Anything that I didn't mention can be considered optional if there is literally nothing else to take. Now that you have a complete understanding of all the rewards, make sure to buff your team appropriately. By wave 1000, it is ideal to have your main Pokemon completely maxed out and with every item mentioned. At this point in the game, the token debuffs will become more severe, and you'll notice that the opposing Pokemon will have a 25% chance to endure a hit, leaving them at 1 HP. However, it shouldn't pose a threat to you as at this stage, your main Pokemon will become so strong that nothing will really phase it. If done correctly, you'll be able to power through every floor on autopilot. Here you can decide on focusing on a second Pokemon as a staller, or another Pokemon that can retaliate damage back through Metal Burst. Don't feel rushed to have this prioritized, but make sure to keep in mind to have this as a backup. In my run, I didn't need a secondary Pokemon until floors 2000 plus. For a Pokemon that can do Metal Burst, you'll have to do a lot of search and DNA splicing to create the right Pokemon, but here's an example of what I did for my team. The first will be the Metal Burst plus Salt Cure combo. Find a Garganacl and either an Aggron or Archelodon. At least one of the Pokemon must have Sturdy as their ability. Fuse the two together, but just make sure that the Pokemon with Sturdy is used as a secondary. With this, you can teach it the appropriate movesets and change the nature. The purpose of this combination is to set up some damage over time with Salt Cure. Then, whenever on full HP, you'll have to use Metal Burst to retaliate damage back to your opponent. Since this move does not have a negative priority, you'll want to have your Pokemon as slow as possible. That is where the nature and Soul Dews will play their part. If at any time you're not on full HP, then just use Protect to passively regenerate, and then repeat with Metal Burst until you take down your opponent. Be mindful that this would be obsolete against Pokemon with multiple hitting moves like Double Hit. It'll break through your Sturdy and can even KO your Pokemon. Another option is to create a Staller like this one. This setup will allow you to do passive damage to your opponent when things get tough. The splicing for this fusion will take multiple steps. The first step is to get a Ghost type Pokemon that can learn Curse. The secondary must be a Pokemon that can learn Soak. Then afterwards, unsplice and fuse it with a Pokemon that can learn Leech Seed. Lastly, unsplice once more and fuse the Ghost Pokemon that now have the movesets with any Pokemon with her Sturdy ability. And just like that, you should be covered for the rest of the game. Play it out however you like. If you reach a difficult battle, swap for the appropriate Pokemon and see how it shifts the battle. At this point, it will feel more like a puzzle game to clear certain floors. When you no longer need to battle and you only want to search for Shinies and Legendaries, get yourself a Runaway Pokemon. Have it at the start of battle and just run away from everything that is not required. Only stop to catch what you need. But yeah, have fun encountering Shinies and Legendaries. Throughout this entire segment, I've encountered several Pokemon that I've caught, which was a nice addition to the Pokédex. You'll also be obtaining lots of egg vouchers too, so have fun and good luck with the pulls. Guys, that will be it for this endless guide. I hope that it helps and I wish you the best of luck. See ya.